Hey, you know, Auntie, I was thinking about putting out a comedy record.
Comedy?
It's real hard to break in. I'll do whatever it takes to get in. Dolemite is my name, and fucking up motherfuckers is my game.
This is the first R-rated comedy you've done in like 20 years.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been a while since you've done an R-rated comedy. Was it different?
I'm trying to think that I guess that's about what.
Yeah, so I guess it wasn't like a really conscious decision. So does that determine how you choose projects? If you're swearing like Rudy was?
No, I think what happened was I came up I got in that there was a period when Hollywood was on some PG-13 is that's how you reach most audiences, and there was maybe a 15-year period where that's all everybody was doing. Doing this movie, we were like, hey, this movie has to be rated R because of the way Rudy Ray Moore was, but I'm doing this Coming to America, and that's PG-13.
Dude, you were my first ever junket interview.
I know.
Predator.
Yep.
And we were screaming, "Bitch, are you for real?"
That's right, from Dolemite.
From Dolemite.
Yeah.
And then we did it again on the red carpet. It was like our whole summer was "Bitch, are you for real?"
Bitch, are you for real? Bitch, are you for real?
Bitch, are you for real?
That's right. I tried to get the line. Bitch, are you for real? In the movie Predator.
Right.
And I could not do it. I did not do it. I did not succeed.
So this feels like almost like a full circle.
I won. I still won. Right?
Did it feel that way when you were casted? Where you were like, I've been joking about this.
Because I remember having watched all of the movies. We watched all the movies in my trailer on the set of Predator. Of the Predator. So then when this came up, it was almost like I didn't even know I was calling out to the spirit of Rudy.
Wow, that's right.
That the movie would get made.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like I didn't even mean to, and I manifested the movie. Yeah.
It's so wild.
It's so crazy that I was like, what? They're making a movie about Rudy Ray Moore?
All my life, people been telling me no.
Rudy, sometimes our dreams just don't come true.
A man slammed a door in my face. I just found another door.
I want the world to know I exist.
You know anyone in particular in the industry that he reminds you of?
Well, Eddie. It took him 15 years to get this movie made.
Yeah, and though, because he also shared something interesting when we were in Toronto at the TIFF festival, that he only auditioned one time in his life.
Yeah, he did say that.
And that was SNL. But I don't think that can go unnoticed to mean like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, so then everything's handed to him. No, I think if anything, there's probably a certain level of pressure, I'm sure, of meeting a certain level when you crank out hits back to back to back. But yeah, like even though it wasn't necessarily an underdog, his work ethic is bar none. I think that's why Eddie Murphy is who he is. His work ethic and his passion is what makes him him.
I don't know anybody that has what Rudy had. Most people that you see trying to get to wherever in this business, they have something special. Rudy didn't have something. That's what makes his story so amazing. Like Rudy's comedy is not like the best comedy, and Rudy's movies aren't like the best movies. It's in his records. It's really crude. It's like the low end, the bottom of the bucket side of it. But he believed in himself. That's why his story is so good.
Does he remind you of anyone in the industry that you've worked with or encountered?
I'll tell you.
Almost every actor and filmmaker I've ever
Right,
met.
exactly, right, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get very specific about it on a completely different level, I guess Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson never stops working. He's never not working. I mean, he's doing okay. I'd say, hey, Dwayne, take a break. But I think you're going to be all right. But what Wesley just said, it's pretty ubiquitous that. Excuse me.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, Kevin Hart. I'm sorry. This is Kevin Hart, the hardest working man in show business. Is that it's pretty much what we do. Hustling is what we do. I don't care if you're an actor who just moved to Hollywood or you're Tom Cruise. Hustling is the job.
To be in this industry and to try to make it to have a career at it, and then have a career that also embodies the quality of work and the substance of subject matter that means something to you, is that journey. We're still on that journey trying to figure it out, trying to get respect, trying to get acknowledgement, and trying to get that story or that message out.
The courage that, the courage that I think even Wesley has shown in his career. If you think about how varied his career, the movies like Mo Better Blues, and then something as huge, a franchise like Blade, but then he makes a beautiful small little indie like The Water Dance, and then he makes Tu Wong Fu. I admire you so much for that, for the courage of being able to say, no, I'm going to do this transvestite movie. No, I'm going to do this movie around this paraplegic that's small and may not make any money. Yeah, I'm Blade. Yeah, I'm Simon Phoenix, but I'm going to do these other things that feed his soul. I just think is really, it's admirable.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that when you were saying it's part of the business, because you've had such a long and successful career, and you say you're still hustling. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because you want to get something.
You want to do something that you said.
Thing out.
Yeah, you want to get that thing out. Yeah,
exactly.
That thing.
Hey, that's Derville Martin.
I'm offering you a role in my new motion picture.
You think you could just walk up here and hire me? No.
What if we let you direct?
Didn't work as hard as Rudy, but I understand the game of being told no and having to persevere and having to just, be a tank and like let no's bounce off like bullets.
Us being African American performers, all of our stories are pretty much similar when it comes to the struggle and trying to break in Hollywood,
Especially somebody don't know who you are. You go to an audition, they just like not even paying attention at the audition. So, you gotta figure out how to navigate that and make some noise.
Whatever it takes, I'm ready to do it. I got to be totally outrageous.
It's filthy. You've got a product here that you can't sell or promote.
Rudy, you heard the expression, taking your lemons and making them in lemonade. Rudy turned shit into lemonade. And that's much harder to do. Yeah, because those movies are super crude, and that's one of the things that became part of their charm. That you would see the microphone, and you'd see him throw a punch and miss by inches, or how crazy he would hit a line. So that all became part of it. Then we would just laugh when we were kids. We would laugh because we thought it was super funny, and when I got older, I realized, I was like, hey, this is when it really was like, hey, this guy is a movie. I started to see, well, he was a guerrilla filmmaker, but I was like, not just a guerrilla filmmaker, avant-garde films. These movies are avant-garde, meaning like really like not trying to be mainstream. I'd look at him the same way you'd look, and I'd do the same way I would watch a movie that Fellini directed. And you could tell it's the same, if you watch Dolemite and the Human Tornado, Petey Wheatstraw, you could tell that there's the same creative person is behind all of these movies.
If you had been personally hired to be in Dolemite, do you think that you would have stuck around? What would have been your feeling being on set?
I would have wanted to be one of the karate fighters with the girls. I can tell you that right off the bat.
Yeah. I would have wanted to play Willie Green. I would have wanted to play the Derville Martin character. Like it would have been fun to be that bad guy, And also I love that
Willie Green as Willie. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the real Willie Green is so fascinating to me because you could see Derville Martin coming through. Like, I'm above all of this. I'm above. You can see it in him in the performance. I don't think I'm putting it on him. I think that he's just like, I'm kind of here. Look at the rest of these brothers, these little low rent brothers around here. They don't know what they're doing. I'm a thespian. You know what I mean? It would have been fun to play that.
And now we know you can do it because you just delivered.
That's my audition.
All right.
Keegan-Michael Key, 6'1".
Would you have trusted Rudy Ray Moore and stuck by him?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to his friendships and the friends' loyalty. At the core of who they are and were to each other. But that's kind of nearly impossible to answer. I would like to think that I would have, but I don't know.
You like to think that you would have stuck around as well?
Yeah, I think I would have, but I would need craft service. Like I would need something. Like if I'm not gonna get a check, something. Or I get to keep the costume or the wigs. Like I need an incentive in some kind of way.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you had to believe in Rudy. You had to believe in what he was doing and see his vision. And that was one of the most genius things about him. He made people gravitate to him and what he was trying to do. So I think once you were in there, you were in there for the ride.
God damn, Dolemite.
Great God in heaven, you know.
Cut. Was it good as Shaft?